are not restored, not yet, but they were using those to climb up and to stand up there. And they were watching from the top before the restoration, when they were finishing the restoration and when already restored. This is the temple of the Jaguars. It's the one we saw also the backside. This one, as well, the temple of the north. These were used probably as those temples were the high-class people. They were there as a special place, like a post. So all of it was here. And you can see that this is almost the dimension of a stadium of football soccer, but this was not allowed in a lot of people. If we see the capacity, probably 3,000, 4,000 maximum, because there were no. The females are down here, and the male is that one on the edge of the yes, with the crest, kind of a comb. Okay.
Oh my.
We have the scene of a kind of a player. Come close. You see the face, the protection of the arm, and kind of a pole that is carrying with the sacrifice head. Probably his himself sacrificed.
Huh.
And if you see, the head is completely normal, but the legs are like a skeleton. And he has no feet. He has two serpents as feet. Probably like shoes. But also we have a kind of eagle. And look at that is carrying a kind of a heart on the claw. This is also a kind of a Toltec design. And also it was painted because you can see reminds of this blue.
There's a blue.
See, the blue is here. See? But also there was a kind of reddish, not the one on the bottom. In the bottom, this is the kind of lichens that they color on red. But we have a little bit of like a little band, red band here on the headdress. See, a little bit. So it was colorful. We have a polychromy and the representation of the designs. And also we have the serpents. This is a kind of a Maya serpent, also rattlesnake, and the one on top is the plumed serpent. And this is here where we have the long kind of feathers that probably were those leaves.
Yeah.
And also here we have that the tail ends in the center, and from the center there is another tail and another head down to the corner. So two serpents. Two serpents on top and many serpents, Maya serpents, under. These are like those in the bottom, like walking serpents. But this one, no. They are standing still.
Are the heads
That's
snakes or are they?
yes.
Oh,
These are the no. It's a combination, like also a kind of jaguar shape serpent. It's a kind of this is the myth. This is the combination of some animals, like zoomorph. It could be. So there is sometimes the sensation that this is also part of the confusion of the Spaniards, that when they were in the central part of Mexico and they went to the Templo Mayor and they did pass by the Zompantli of the Aztecs, they saw many heads that recently were decapitated. And Mr. Bernal Diaz del Castillo, he mentioned that the Toltecs, but especially in that moment the Aztecs, they make what he named they named the flower wars, which were instituted or created to get to reach region a kind of a xylophone. It's a musical instrument. So if you beat this with a wood stick with the tip of a rubber, it sounds like marimba.
Huh.
This is a musical instrument. Found it on top there, that platform. And now please come to see the platform. Maybe you can notice red, the serpent shape on the top, sticking out the head. That also looks like a jaguar. as well, the one in the center where we have the face. It's a human man. The angle here, there is a kind of a star from where they got the name of Venus platform. But also it is located by the front, the main facade of the Castillo. And the Castillo is different from the main facade because of the entrance with the columns, with the serpents. And this one is aged as a kind of a terraces. And we have 9. If you count the terraces, those are 9. And also you can see the cancel the entrance on the right, remember? Where they got to see the two sculptures. So we have like a trail, but it was a Mayan road. It's named Sacbe. And this Sacbe took us to this place where there is a platform, which was mentioned by Mr. Diego de Landa, that when he was here and he was watching one of these human sacrifice, he said that they were preparing a girl to be sacrificed. And they paint this girl in blue because it was the color of the sacrifice. It's the one that shows Mel Gibson. And well, he put some things which were true. Not all of it was wrong. So they prepared the victim and then they put the victim inside this small structure, which is a kind of a steam bath. And it's a kind of a sauna. And in these sides they put some stones that they heat and then they wash with water. So they produce this steam to purify the victim. And the victim then was put it in the small platform on the side, and from there not that one, this one here, aside that one is new. This is cement. And they throw the victim into the hole, into the sinkhole. From here, they throw it. So they put it first in this special small room
Here.
structure. And then on the side there is another platform. That one immediately aside is the one they use to, yes, yes, it is exactly. And he said that if they drown, of course they went into the paradise. But if not, they recuperate the victim because probably there was a message from Jack, the rain god, to the men. And this one has a diameter of more or less 180 feet. And there were like almost 80, 90 feet to the water level. And the depth of the water, it is around 30, 40 feet. And there is a kind of a mud, like almost 15 feet, where most of the things were buried the natural way when falling into the water. Yes, yes, you can see the water here. And also, if you walk to that tree, from there you see the water mirror. And it is inside here where Mr. Thompson got some of the offerings, like gold, clay, wood. And nowadays, the last expedition, the last exploration done to this one was around the 80s. And they were getting more or less kind of waterproof. But one of the best exploration was in the 1967 when El Sedam, El Club Esportivo, the Sportive Club, Mexican Sportive Club, they came here and they were digging and they got also some skulls, some bones of these victims. Nowadays, they have not done more explorations. So we cannot walk, let's say, around the cenote, no, just this front side. Okay.
You said they pulled them out. How did they pull them out?
With a rope. They just got the persons to ask for the answer of the gods. And also, I repeat, if you want a good picture from that angle, you can get it. And before continuous, and in some areas, like where we were before, it was showing to us all the space. But now we are like in an enclosed area with this building. And of course, the function of everyone is very hard to determine. But this one was like that kind of sample. And probably as we have some orders for the administration of the place, it was this one. And these columns we have on the right, behind them there is like a court, and there supposedly it was the market area,
Hmm.
because we have to have those public areas too. So supposedly down there it was there the markets all the way there, behind, but all the way down, not this front side. This is the front side. So remember this picture of the night light and sound show
Mm-hmm.
of this building,
This was this.
as well the recreation of the artist, the way he thought it was on its time.
Yeah.
And on top we have the columns of the serpents, and those things looking like a hooks on the corner, those are the noses of Chak, the mask of Chak, the rain god. So we have three masks.
Mm-hmm.
And on the left also, in the center also, we have another kind of mask, like a serpent, like the one we saw in the center of the Venus platform. Those on the center. We have only two, see?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the corners. We have for the incense, those small stones. Those are incensaries. So they were burning the incense to perfume the atmosphere, the air.
Wow.
And also we can see like two blocks of walls, because the front side where we have the pillars, there was supposedly a thatch roof, a roof, a real roof. And the other side thatch roof. So this was also like a terrace to the front side of the building on top. And the pillars, they have in each side the figure sometimes of a warrior,
Hmm.
of a prisoner, or a priest. So these are showing the prisoners, and the prisoners in that moment, they, the warriors, they show their power. So they were submitted. So they are like ashamed, because they are exhibit as prisoners, and so on, because they are tied. And this is something, no, it's not something polluted. It's something that shows how strong is, yes, how strong is the other one, and they were like dominated or
Yeah.
humiliated,
Yeah.
basically humiliated. And also all those pillars, they were completely colored, so you can see remains of that. The ground recently, they did cover the original floor. The original floor was on red color,
Hmm.
but they were trying to protect the remains of that original floor, because with the pass of the people, it was retreated because they were stepping there. So it was one of the
Rubbing
reasons
off.
to close
Yeah.
the area, to avoid this, to preserve this floor. And this is the section, the last excavation, more or less 4 years ago, but they dig out there and they found the platform that goes under this side, underneath this, under this side, this corner of the building.
Isn't this where they said aliens land?
Well, alien?
I thought this is where they said. Is maybe not? Was I listening wrong?
No, you were right.
You know what she's talking about.
Did they say aliens
Aliens.
land here?
On the north side. This is the end of it. And we have still the architecture for the platform. This is another ceremonial center, but smaller compared to the other tributes. And also there is some wood again, so this is another platform. And this is the tomb of the high priest. This is how they name it, because it was founded there. This tomb of this apparently high priest. And when we find some of the oils of these tombs, sometimes we have a lot of offerings or not. Not necessarily it must be full of objects. And this one, especially this one, was empty because somebody stole it. So from it, so we don't know how much rich it was or not.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, he's got one.
because this is also another head of a serpent.
another
But
serpent.
the difference is that this is a Maya serpent, and that one there was a Toltec serpent. The difference are the feathers. So this one also was on top of the building, but it fell down and they never put them back. So we see the difference between the Toltec serpent and the Maya serpent. And if you see on the sides, we have the design of the two serpents, like twist serpents. There is one head down here and a tail on top, and there was a tail, broken tail, and the head which was on top probably was this one. So they combined the two serpents, Toltec and Maya. So this is the Maya serpent, and those down there, Toltec serpents. And now we are going to the central part where we have the observatory, the astronomical observatory. Okay?
Okay.
House area for a high class people. So those are like houses.
Right.
So let's walk through here.
Wow.
They're not home, so we're going in.
Is this me and John's new house?
Mhm.
There you go. Oh, there are your chairs. Table's gone.
My fireplace.
Wow.
So the affluent.
My
But
bed.
also, in some of the cases, they used to recycle the stones.
Oh, okay.
So if you see, this is a wall where supposedly they had to use a plain stone. But we have one carved stone.
I see.
So this belongs to another building. So once it was in another building, we don't know what kind of construction. But they did use it again on this house.
Yeah.
As well, down here,
I was going
look
to say
at
there's
the-
one
okay.
big foot.
Look at even with color.
Yeah.
Also another one with design. So it was also something that they did. They did recycle. And also there is another house, or maybe part of the same house. But this one, look at that the edge, the bottom, has a kind of a slope.
Yeah.
See? The side you can see it better. So this is kind of the Toltec style. And the Mayas did it in vertical
Straight.
completely, straight. Okay. We go now to the central part. Are the characteristics of the Toltec
Hit Gretchen's hair.
observatory. And this is here, with this door, that we have that light. That in there, in the ground, we see the light. And the window on top, aside of the turkey vulture, the one on the right, when we have the sun rising during the equinox, the light of the sun comes out through that window. And it is on top there, on that window, from where they were observing the sky to the horizon. And also, you can see the small stones, those are like heads, and those were incensaries. So they were alighting on the night, the building, with those small flames on that, those incensaries. And this was the kind of illumination, very simple, to this building. And then we have the front steps with the design of the serpents here. A little bit similar to that one in the last building we saw. Also, down there we have another ball court. That one there behind this mountain. And also you can see those mounts there that hide it, apparently looks like hide it in the bush, in the trees. They are buildings waiting for a restoration. This is a structure that we don't know what the shape it has, or it must have, because still we have to restore, to dig out. And down there, the top of that building,
Oh, yes.
that one is the nunnery. Also, I have shown you the picture of that one. This area is the central part of Chichen Itza, and this is the oldest section. with some of the newest buildings from the Toltecs, as could be this building or some others down there, or like this platform added to the beginning on the side of the platform of the observatory, because this is added later. And we can see that because of the columns. The columns means the presence of the Toltecs.
Where are you going to go?
Please come to see the other side.
This part here.
Caracol. Caracol means snail, because there is a kind of a staircase with the shape of a snail inside that leads us to the top. And that one was used, that kind of a staircase, by the priest to reach the chamber on top of the building. That's another view. And remember when the designer, it describes as a cylindrical tower with a pink and kind of a blue, red.
Yeah, right.
And this one has a kind of a cornice and the mask of chalk above the entrance. And also this building is the kind of the unique building in Chichen Itza around it. But we have some others like in Mayapan. In Mayapan, another Mayan archaeological site, there are like 3 of them. And now, that one there is the nunnery.
This one.
See?
I'm coming.
See the bird, madam? Here. See? On top of us,
Oh,
almost.
yeah.
There is another one. There are 2. Do you see them?
I do.
Do you see it?
You
No?
do you see it?
Here, come.
They're like
Look
turquoise.
at, yes. Okay. Okay, look.
We're looking
how,
at the birds.
Yes. Do you see them now?
Oh, okay, I see them.
Okay, see how they move the tail? Okay. Because of that, they named them clockbird.
Oh,
Because
clock.
just like the clock. And this is a mockingbird family. Okay. See the detail how it moves. You see
That's
them,
awesome.
madam? The birds. Come here. This side is on top, almost on top of us here. There is one, and the other one I don't see. Maybe flew away. But those.
I know what a mockingbird is. I have
This
them
is
in my
and
Wow.
this flatfish work comes out from the skin of the serpent. That also is a solar system or sign. Because of the X, the Mayas, it represents the every corner of the X, like the cardinal points, the 4 positions of the sun. Because the sun, let's say that this is the center, and one day the sun comes out here or here, and when the sun sets, individual.
I just had my glasses changed.
Okay, but also another thing is that on top on the right there is another kind of lattice work, more elaborated, with some kind of flowers.
Looks like a wreath.
Yes, and like a flowers. And then you have the mask of chalk above the entrance. Look at the mouth with the teeth that they made. They make this. They gave this shape as kind of decoration of beauty. And then the square parts are the ears, and then the nose. Blue.
Blue
Okay, maybe it's the blue jay bird.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, okay,
No, this
that's
is
another one.
beautiful.
Okay, now look at. You have this is the main facade of this group of the nunnery. But look at special. Many little masks. 4 down here, the profile of 2, the front side of 2, 4. 2 more on top, 6. 6 on the other side, 12. The number of 13, remember, is not a bad luck number or good luck number, but the sacred number of the 13 good gods. So we must have 13 masks, and we can see only apparently 12. So we are missing apparently one. Look at now very well the whole facade. With that one, we complete the 13. Because the
13.
entrance is the mouth. So these are the teeth around. And there we have one eye, another eye.
Yeah.
Okay? And then in the center on top we have the figure of the Mayan god, the god of the corn, the maize. You can see the flowers. And you can see it's framed with this kind of a shrine or kind of a balcony. And look at the color. As well, we have like two serpents raising up and then like pounding each other almost in the center. So this frame in total shows out to us the god of maize, the corn. But also they named this building the temple of the inscriptions because of the cliffs we see on the top of the entrance. Those are 20, and these are the number of the days. Also, you can see the difference between humidity and fire. This is the black spot here is humidity. And here, when the stone cracks, as you see there, is fire. It's been fire. This was another small patio that was completed with these two structures from the Toltecs. Look at the difference between the architecture from the Toltecs and this Maya, as well this is Toltec. So they did add it on this section, this structure.
They combine.
Yes. My friends, this is the most important part of Chichen Itza to visit. I hope you love it.
I like it. Very,
Yes, loved it.
very interesting.
Thank you.
Knowledgeable.
And now, lunchtime.
And now we have one sacrifice.
Oh, it's the biggest sacrifice.
That would be the iguana. We just on the
They
right
just
there.
sacrifice
The
the
iguana.
women in the,
Well, he said lunch.
back there.
No, the sacrifice was also with children.
And men, how about men?
Yes,
Because
yes.
I know the men
No,
that
no,
were
yes,
gods.
yes, 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 madam. Even men. And even not.
But not as many as women or children.
No, more men.
Oh,
than-
really?
Yes, yes. And also without taking care about the rank, because sometimes priests were, and the big ones were sacrificed. So also that it is been
Hasn't changed.
no, it has been proved now that also
Yeah.
people
But
of high
they're
rank was also sacrificed.
Oh, yes. Ma'am?
I'm using his shade.
Oh.